Hey guys, welcome to another math video. So I'll be going over the product rule as it's used for exponents. So let's get started here. So I just mentioned that's what we'll be doing. Trying to keep this short for you guys so you're not bored. Okay, so the product rule is used to simplify when we're multiplying the same base. So when you're multiplying the same base to each other, what we'll do is we'll add the exponents. Okay, so this is the general form of it. So I'm using x in this case as the base. So some base raised to some power. In this case, I'm using m times the same base raised to a different power. In this case, n. So if we're multiplying the same bases together, we can combine the exponents by adding them. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is we're doing this. Okay, so let's see how this works. So we're going to go through an expanded example first, and then I'll show you how the the product rule works, okay? So let's say we have this problem here. So x to the second power times x to the fifth power. You could do it the long way by writing it all out. So the first has 2 x's and the second has 5 x's. So you could write them out like this. So remember, if you've seen my basics video for the exponents, you will know that you should recall that repeated multiplication is what exponents are used for. So here we have 7 x's, so this should simplify to x to the 7th. Okay, so that's one way you can do it. Now if we use the product rule, so I'm going to use the same example, x to the second times x to the fifth. If I use the product rule, we see here that we're multiplying the same bases. So the base in this case is x. So since the base is the same and we're multiplying, we can add the exponents, which will look like this. And we should come out to the same result, x to the 7th power. Alright, so it's a lot shorter. You don't have to expand, especially if your exponents are way larger, like 20 and like 50 or something, maybe even the hundreds. Okay, so let's go through some examples. Okay, so let's multiply these together. So number 1, k to the 5th times k to the 12th. We got the same base, so we add the exponents together. So you should have gotten k to the 17th power. Alright, so number 2, x plus z to the 3rd power times x plus z to the 9th power. So again, we got the same base. They both have an x plus z, so we can add the exponents. So you should get x plus z to the 12th power. And make sure you put the parentheses around the x plus z. Alright, so here's what I'm talking about. Number 3, c to the 410th power times c to the 3rd power. So I'm betting you don't want to write 410 c's and then an additional 3 c's. So we can use the product rule here and add the exponents since we got the same base being multiplied to each other. So 410 plus 3 is 413. So you should have gotten c to the 413th power. So you see how the product rule simplifies life here? Alright guys, so let's sum this up. So what we did was we applied the product rule for exponents. And it's pretty simple, right? Just make sure you got the same base that you're multiplying to each other. And then you can add the exponents together. Well, that's it for this one. I tried to keep it short as possible with enough information to get you through. I hope that was helpful for you. And stay tuned for my next video, which should be on the quotient rule as it applies to exponents. Alright guys, see you later.